The Giles and Kelan Podcast, the Motus Prodcast.
This is how fucking we can't be bothered to play even a synth.
Because, you know, last minute podcasts.
I mean, it's not really last minute. We're kind of known for a week that we needed to do it at least tonight, and then I think it is last minute. Yes, it's very last minute.
Yes,
it is 10:04 on Thursday evening, and we're like, shit, we need to get it out by Friday.
And you're running on 9 hours sleep for the past 2 days. 2 days.
Yeah,
which isn't good.
Thanks to Johnson.
Boy.
Yeah, Johnson getting in at 1:30 or something from London because he flew in so late, and then chase tag last night, which we will come on to.
Exactly.
How has your week been? Oh wait, fucking, we need to rewind. Welcome to the Motus Podcast. All that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
This thing that we're still pushing on with, and thankfully does quite well.
It's very fun. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Source of my time.
Waste of my time.
My week's been pretty good, and I'm sure a handful of you have been. Maybe we're at Own the Spot, which was the event I was at.
If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen what I've been up to. I've had a fucking great time.
You've been sitting here.
I have gone from
What did you do while I was away?
I don't really know. I did. Well, I was cutting selects for Soul Destroyer. I went through a day where I was feeling very down and was
played Xbox. PS4.
No, not even that. I was just genuinely like not in a good place. I found a website though that tells you. I mean, this is fucking open and transparent. For 2 minutes into the podcast, there's a website which tells you on a. I don't know if I should speak about this. On a ratio, what the most painless way to kill yourself is and how effective it is.
That's nasty. Don't look at those websites.
Well, I kind of did.
Nice.
But yeah, we won't.
I reckon it was because you looked at us. You probably looked on people's.
No, it was prior.
Media.
It was earlier. It was a couple of days before. It was before the weekend. I didn't. I've had an up and down week, and then then I was around loads of people, and I had a great time because obviously people and exercise and good food and
it is true.
Actually, being social makes you feel better. So.
It does, but it's horrible. I'm not really a fan of socialising to people I don't usually socialise with until I do socialise with them.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really a fan.
But what, like, you don't want to socialise leading up to the experience, or you don't
want to?
But like, I like last night we were at Chase Tag. You bump into, let's say, Endis.
Yeah.
Are you like, don't want to be talking to him?
Kind of.
Really?
Like,
but like in awkward.
Not because of, yeah, kind of. I consider myself an awkward person, probably more from inside than the outside.
But are you like mid conversation and you're like, does he think I'm an idiot? Is that where that comes? Like,
sometimes I wouldn't say with Endis because I've spoken to Endis quite a lot.
Yeah.
But but certain people that I'd like bump into and I'd be like, I kind of don't really like want to talk to you because I don't like talk. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't like talking to people. But
basically, if you meet Kelan, he doesn't like you.
I don't like anyone. No, that was the reason why I went to not the reason, but I went to Hop the Block because I was spending so much time in my bedroom and just not really doing much.
Twiddling your thumbs.
Even if I'm doing productive stuff, but I just thought, you know what, it's not really that much money, and I get to see loads and loads of people.
Yeah, I 100% would have gone if it wasn't for Sarah's 30th, which was a lovely day, I cannot deny. But fuck me, that event looked like the best event of the summer.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was so strange. It was such a different event. I don't think I've ever been to an event like that.
Every Instagram story I saw, it got better and better, and I was like, Christ.
It was... The highlight was watching Bulldog. I didn't join in because my ankles, because a lot of people did look like they were going to absolutely
sensible.
Fuck themselves.
Yeah. Just to rewind, we're talking about Own the Spot, which was hosted by Commit Free Run over last weekend. A new event replacing.
It was replacing Hop the Block because it was about a month before Hop the Block, and I think the event that Hop the Block was sharing the space with. I don't know the details.
What they pulled out.
Something like that, because I didn't realise Hop the Block was like an event for multi-sports. Like in the hall,
it's like Jambo. Jambo, which was Crap Invaders, had a similar thing going on.
Skate park
and things.
Yeah. So something happened with that, and they couldn't obviously have the space, but they still had all the athletes' flights booked and like everything paid for.
So they had to quickly reshuffle.
Yeah, but I think it was for the better, really. Because this was awesome.
I never went to Hop the Block, but it looked sick. But it looked like it was predominantly like people hanging out and then a banging speed course with like high production on the speed on the course.
It did look really cool.
But Own the Spot looked like... I like it has, like, Hop the Block and Own the Spot.
Yeah. I mean, if no one knows what it is, because it's not just a jam, because I actually thought it was just going to be a jam, right?
They kind of didn't... they said...
They didn't say to anyone, like... I didn't even know they were going to have a speed run in it.
But it's probably because it was kind of last minute, they probably slowly built on the ideas. Because initially they were like, oh, it'll be a jam, and there might be some, like, a couple of casual street comps.
It was pretty much the whole time was a street comp, but you didn't really notice it was a competition because you were all just training.
Well, and also it's just like... So the concept was...
So basically... because we had this talk just before it all started, and they have noted down, like, I think it's 5 spots for men, and I think only like 3 or 4 spots for women. And you basically have to own the spot. Like, that's the aim of the game is to own the spot.
And you own it by doing the best thing.
By basically, you can only send in 1 clip from each spot. Right?
Oh, okay. How'd you send it in?
You can either, at the end of the day, go to Bart in the gym, because that was like the HQ.
Yeah.
And you give them the SD card, or you tag them on Instagram.
That's a lot of, like, data management to stay on top of.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but it was really, really sick because...
Sorry, Dom, I deleted your clips.
Yeah. It's mad, but, like, yeah, you see people doing really cool stuff, and you're like, oh, I reckon that's going to win it. Dom was doing really well because he obviously wasn't competing. I think he was judging as well or something. But he was trying to set a good example, so he'd get, like, at each spot he got a banger. Like,
I feel like Dom can't not go to a spot and just destroy something.
But a lot of people sent it
wait. So he wasn't competing, yet he did the massive front flip, the massive Kong front, and everything else.
Yeah,
360. He's just fucking annoyingly good.
I know, but it was sick. 'Cause he was just like, I just want to get like one perfect run.
Yeah.
Not just one movement at like each spot, just to show people like it's so possible. Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think Jaden won 2.
He did like
one.
A twist pre.
Did they? I think the A twist pre did win.
I'm pretty certain he did. Yeah.
And he did the side pre at this other spot.
Oh, I don't know if
we did. Basically, they had a nice little like ceremony at the end in like a bar, and they had like a projector, and we watched all the
clips. And
which was really cool.
Luke got one for the 360 stride to Rudy out.
That's so good.
Which is really funny because that spot is the church spot, and you would think that somebody would incorporate. It would be a clip that incorporated the like classic church walls.
Yeah, and also just right close to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You mean like the slanted bits on the outside?
Yeah, like the classic, like why people go to that spot.
But
like.
yeah, he did his.
Because essentially they're just 2 walls.
Away.
Like it's just 2 fucking walls. Like.
But it is nasty. Like it's so slippery, and it's to 360 pre that running. I know but still it surprises me every time.
So who actually is commit free run?
I think I know that Johan is a big part of commit free run, and I don't know what Bart Van der Linden's involvement is, because he was like the main speaker and sort of the main sort
I
of
think Bart's just a fucking personality. Like he's good at running a show now. So
I don't really know like the main people who run it, but all I know is that they're just very
It did look so... I was speaking to Johnston because we were both like, we have to go next year.
I think...
And then we were like, shit, I feel like everyone's going to say that. And then like 4 times as many people turn up, and then maybe it won't be as good. And it'll be one of those events you go to, and everyone's going, last year's was kind of better. And you're like, shit, I missed it.
Fuck. Yeah, I've thought of that before with other events. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be really, really good, because most of it is just like the city's so big, and because it's like, how many days was it? Because I stayed for a bit longer. I think it was 2 days or 3 days.
It was like 2 days of main event.
Yeah, and that just means you go out to the city and train. So that every spot there's just a big group of people. Which is insane. Think of them like just a city.
But, so what do they? How did they supply accommodation? Because that's the thing. Like I always think
it was in the gym.
Yeah. So they had the hub as the
main.
Gym.
Like no one really trained in the gym because it was boiling hot.
Yeah.
So the whole gym was full of like just people sleeping, and then the pros were upstairs and they had like beds and stuff. Just like the normal,
were you a pro?
Yeah. So the normal like for Love Movement, they have the bunks.
Yeah.
It was like that,
the commoners were on the floor, and we were in the beds.
We had one night.
I have more Instagram followers than you.
That's pretty much it, isn't it? But there was one night. I don't know if Max showed you the picture, because me and Max stayed up after the
random guy
after party. Do you see the guy who took a picture of sleeping on the floor?
Yeah, I thought it was Max.
No, it's absolutely mad. Like it was 3:00 in the morning. We went in, and his shoulder,
contorted.
His shoulder and his head was on top of the sofa, and his whole body was on the floor.
Yeah,
completely knocked out.
He's like bent double.
3 to 5 flash photography photos in his face, and he didn't wake up.
Well, I mean, it's Amsterdam, so he's probably on something.
Exactly. So. But anyway, it was a good event. Very, very good.
Very, very good. I think that's the thing is like, we've spoken about doing street comps. I saw in Storro's video, which they fucking knocked out in about 4 hours after the event, which is, I mean, it was very rough, obviously, but it was
a good rough.
It's very,
I really liked the style of it.
Yeah. In fact, all the people who'd been to the event, because I kind of skimmed it the first time I watched it, I was like, I've seen so much on Instagram, I don't feel like I need to like sit and watch 20 minutes of this.
I know.
So I kind of like did the old double tap on the phone, like boom, and I was like, cool, I'll watch a couple of minutes, boom, watch a couple of minutes. But everyone who'd been to the event was like, have you seen Storro's video? So I guess they did like a really good reflection of it. But yeah,
it definitely felt like they'd shown it exactly how it felt.
Yeah. Well, without music and sunsets and things.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was good for parkour as well. That type of video. Even though it probably won't do really well.
Nah, yeah.
But for some of their fans to see it, they'll probably
be like, oh, that looks like a cool vibe.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've spoken about doing it, not necessarily on the podcast, but it's definitely conversations that we've had. And I mean, we sort of planned.
Jesse as well. Jesse was.
Oh yeah, so we spoke about it. Yeah. And I think we definitely plan to act on some ideas that we've had. I think at the start of that Star episode, Toby's like, with a speed bit, Toby's like, we thought about doing this, but they beat us to it, kind of thing.
That's interesting when he said that.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh my gosh, like.
But it's sick
that'd be
that like
weird seeing Stora host something.
But we need to do more of it, and I think the hard thing is like, yeah, cool. Well, let's fly 200 athletes into a country, or like create an event so 200 athletes are gonna be in the country.
But there's no hub. Like,
it's like, where's the hub?
I mean, they do, because they have a gym.
Yeah,
it's easier because
that's why I think gyms are a useful place to like build a community out of.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay for some expensive hotels,
and you just can't. Like, it's just not. Because then suddenly it's like, oh, you got to pay to come to own the spot and shit like. Because it was free, right?
Yeah,
for everyone.
Oh wait, for a free event, I think you had to pay for the event.
Okay.
I actually don't know. But like, obviously, if you didn't want to stay at the event and you didn't want to partake in the competition, then
you can just it's train. On the street, so you can just rock up. Yeah. You just get an Airbnb or whatever, and like,
which is really, really cool. But they had like a barbecue as well on like the last day, just outside.
Fucking hectic party halfway through.
Did you see the car park party? Is that what you're on?
Yes, yeah. It was Saturday night, and I was like, oh, so it was a 2-day event, and then I was watching clips of you just fucking bladdered, and I was like, are they not meant to be doing shit tomorrow?
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Phil was pretty wasted.
I've never seen Phil that drunk. Like, it was pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. He was nearly breaking. He did break his phone. He dropped it, and then he was dancing round his phone. And I think everyone thought, he stood on it a couple times, but it was more just like everyone was watching him and going, getting closer and closer to his phone. And I think he just thought everyone was loving his dance.
Oh, really?
He was so out of it.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like parkour people do have good parties.
Yeah, definitely.
Very occasionally, I'll be at like an event after party, and it'll be like in a bar. And there'll be other people there who are not parkour people. And you sometimes look at them and you're like, does this look really lame? Like, is this just like a load of like guys? Because it's predominantly guys, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, and somebody's doing like backflips or corks. And I'm like, do people think this is lame? Or
maybe do they think we're having just like the funnest time?
I feel like in my, I don't know, 15 years of going to parties, the parties you experience at school, like house parties and things, and stuff like that, have and also like going on from that, like to bigger parties, kind of when you and going out to clubs and things.
Yeah,
I think in terms of like camaraderie and also just chaos. Like, I mean, legitimate. Like, if you think about that Santorini after party, people jumping off the roof, breaking benches, shit getting smashed.
It's just so fucking hilarious. It's so
nothing
fun.
Ever comes close to a parkour party.
Not at all.
Because it's like you look into the room and it's not like, oh, there's my 5 mates and like loads of random other guys or whatever.
Yeah,
you're like, there's 300 people who most of them I know by name.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking sick.
It's really cool. And I think because everyone who does parkour has a similar mindset to like having fun. So that means a lot of like bad sort of shit happens when you're at. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people being like cheeky and jumping off shit. Breaking stuff.
Just not in like a malicious way.
No, I think it's just like they just want to have fun. Like they're not trying to hurt anyone or anything. But Santorini was a good.
Santorini was hectic.
Yeah,
I remember fucking climbing up onto that roof that you guys were sitting on. I think you were there. As in
that looks over the whole party.
And I was on the level above you, and I tried to do that thing where you like backwards grip the wall and then roll.
As in like that?
No, forwards. So I was leaning over the wall forwards, and there was a little bit of a lip on it. So I tried to grab the lip and lean down and put my chest against the wall and like dangle above you. So like, it's so hard to describe.
What,
like,
to scare us?
Yeah, so you got your waist on the wall. Do you not remember this? You were sitting there. So I lean over, put my waist like over the lip, and I try and lean down and backwards grip like that, like behind, like that.
Yeah.
And I leant down, and then because I was fucking drunk, like my legs came over the top, so I scorpioned like over myself. Fucking I grated my face on the wall and then landed on, I think, Robbie's lap. Like, literally, like, crushed Robbie. And they were like, what the... For them, I basically just dropped as, like, half a story onto their heads.
And exactly.
And I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
You just suddenly...
And then everyone was jumping off the roof into the club.
It was into the they had like a what do you call it? A corner sofa. So, you know, just, a corner sofa.
Yeah.
And there was a decent sized, like, normal-ish, like, roof gap to one of these sofas.
Yeah.
And I think it was either Max or Robbie who sent it first. And everyone's drunk at this point. I think the first person who sent it nearly
Don't do
landed on
parkour
someone.
drunk, by the way. It's not sensible.
But it's one of those sofas that kind of is multiple ones, so they kind of...
They come apart, yeah.
But, modular. It's not good.
Yeah.
It isn't good. I think we got kicked out for that.
Yeah, the manager was standing there like...
A lot of people got kicked out, but you could enter the party every time by jumping onto the sofa.
Yeah.
Because it was outside, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going... I think it was that night, going to the back of that like club thing, because it's an outdoor bar.
Yeah.
Going to the back, and there were people doing the like traditional, like Greek... The Greek tradition, I think, at weddings is they like smash cutlery, I think. They go, oppa, like that. It's like a tradition. They like break plates or something. But there were people with fucking pint glasses, and there was like an alleyway at the back. It's so bad. Like, if you think about it on a sober mindset, you're like, this isn't... Morally, it's just not right.
Mm-mm.
And they're going like... They're literally just finishing a pint. They're going, what? And just lobbing a fucking glass over a wall into an alleyway. And you're like, Jesus Christ. Like, if some little old Greek lady was like pottering
just
down there at 4 in the morning.
Face, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know...
I think a flare got let off by Nightscape, by Harry.
Nightscape.
Shit. It was because Anarchy in the UK came on.
Oh, yeah, and everything got fucking trashed.
I think that was a bad idea, whoever put that on.
Well, it's Stora. That's their song.
I know.
It's their, like, we're going to fuck this place up song.
I mean, I don't know how you can't with that song, because it's... If you have a load of British people in somewhere that's not England... And like a song like that.
It's like, all right, boys, let's prove we're all cunts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like those videos you see football hooligans like lobbing people off into the canals of Amsterdam, and it's like, these are British football fans. You're like, oh, Jesus.
England's great.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Speaking of England, fucking Euro squad, Jesus Christ.
Fucking cheaters.
No, I think...
I was joking.
No, but you know, I went through, we'll come back to this in a second. I went through the Jaden... Frame by frame, definitely got away.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Like, at least like half a second, he was safe.
Do you reckon you could show that to anyone?
I don't
know whether that's petty showing them that.
No. Because I want to show it to them, or not necessarily even show it to them, but talk about it. And I know Christian and Damien have heard this podcast because Orlando listens to it.
Yes.
I think it is not because it's petty, because it's like, oh, we lost, whatever. Like, fuck it, whatever happens. More in terms of like leveling up their competition and having it taken more seriously.
It should be better, like, for timing, do you reckon?
Yeah, so to rewind for our listeners, last night we went to World Chase Tag, the European qualifiers, York Hall, Bethnal Green. Fucking, I've seen it once before in that venue. Keelan, first time.
Yes.
You've seen it on Facebook though, right?
I've seen it on Facebook, and you see like all the best bits. People share it on Instagram, but it really isn't anything like watching it live.
It's fucking insane. Like, you can look at it on Facebook and be like, wow, Unilad have shared it. It's got 20 million views. You come and watch it live, it is near impossible not to lose your shit.
But hold up. And it's free entry.
Well, it was, when they're selling out Wembley Stadium, and like you got a Valentine like championing it or something, then it might be very.
I feel like that's something that could get to that level.
When you see it in that setting, because so for those who sort of, hopefully everyone knows what Chase Tag is. If you don't, you should go and look it up. But the setting they have it in is this venue that's used for boxing matches. So it has this balcony that goes around the edge, and that's where most of the audience sits. Mm-hmm. So you're looking down on this like hectic maze of obstacles, while two seriously talented parkour athletes are bombing it full speed, cutting corners, everything for 20 seconds to try and catch each other. When that 20 seconds ends, they get 30 seconds break while another person comes on and has to catch the person who just like, and it keeps going, and people are getting more and more tired. Like, it's
because people get so tired and they've got adrenaline, so they're running as fast as they can. Some really gnarly bails can happen.
You look at it and you're like, people could get seriously fucked up. And it's like...
But also it's the mixture of people who are so good at being evasive.
Yeah.
Like you get some near misses and you're like, holy shit.
Like literally centimetres, like fingers, centimetres, millimetres away from a tag. And then once they've cleared that distance, they're sprinting across rails and walls, like ducking under. And then they're away and they make it and they get a point. And it's like...
It is so cool.
It's so sick to watch.
And even for people who don't do parkour can definitely appreciate
I think that's why, like, their YouTube channel has 400,000 subscribers. We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, and I think I said,
when
like...
you said that, I was like, what?
I think I said they had 100,000 subscribers. I went on the other day, 400,000. Some of their videos have got 23 million views.
Wow.
Because your average, like, normal person is like, well, I know what that word tag means, and, like, world, chase, tag, and then you see, like, a very professional setting on the thumbnail, and you're like, oh shit. And like, if you go through the comments, people are like, I have no idea how I got onto this on YouTube, but I'm watching all of it. Yeah, and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because it's so relatable yet so impressive.
Everyone's played tag as a kid.
Exactly.
It surely is.
So Orlando, we spoke about him a couple of weeks ago. Orlando DeVille, whatever it was, from Team Fat. His dad and uncle are the guys who kind of came up with this chase tag idea, and they've been developing it for a good few years now. Like, I helped with some of their early promo video stuff, and they've refined this thing and like set the rules better and set the course better and got like bounce boards around the edge and all these like things. And they've obviously got funding and they're bringing in sponsors and things. And their idea is that you have the fight, which is like kind of the UFC style. Like, you have this octagon, well, I think it's called the Oko, or like the arena, like, yeah, and that's like the fight. So the UFC is like that. And they're not saying they're at UFC level or anything, but then they are the flight. So it's showing these two sides of like the human condition. Like, you have the aggression and then you have the fucking legging it away. And it's so cool to watch. Like,
I feel like as well, the course is actually built very smart. I know they have like, a lot of people are saying, oh, why don't they have like proper walls and things?
Yeah, because Robbie was like, it's sketch because he doesn't want to like you don't want to get clotheslined by a wall, but also it means that you can go over and under.
You can go over and under, and also I was so impressed that they basically have like not 90 degree, 45 degree angle, like 45 degree angle walls, like shin height around the whole
the bounce boards square,
the perimeter of it, and it just makes it so much nicer to watch people use them bounce off,
because it used to be that didn't exist and it was just like a white line on the floor
and people fell out all the time.
Second you fell out, it was like, oh, disqualified, and it was just like, oh, well, that's over.
It's stupid because that's boring. This makes it so much cooler.
It's so sick.
And you had, what's his face, I can't remember what the team's called in black. Blacklist. Yeah, so Blacklist, wasn't that
Valentine?
I don't know all the names of the people. I know Valentine was on there.
Medi's brother, who is called something. Fuck, I'm so bad with names.
Basically,
David Nelms was on it.
Sebastian Foucan
was like their coach.
Yeah, and he actually had like tactics written down on his board.
Like a fucking NFL thing.
And that's crazy.
Did you not see him with it?
Yeah, I could see him go up every time there was a 30-second break. He would go up and he'd like say something in their ear and then like kind of be like this.
But it was sick because it's Seb, who is essentially kind of one of the founders of Parkour Free Running. Like, we can argue that. I'm like, oh, it was David, whatever. Like, I mean, he was we know Seb. He's there at the start, and he's like found this new like light almost. He was so excited, and he's managing this team, and I mean, these guys are taking it fucking seriously, like, but not seriously enough that like people thought they were dicks. It wasn't we're all having fun and you're taking it seriously, you killed us.
No, it was like
they took it seriously and they fucking slaughtered it.
Yeah,
like, we thought Euro Squad was going to win, which is obviously like Bart, Pedro, all these rapid people. Yeah. But tactically and the way they played, Blacklist killed it. And Seb had this clipboard like an NFL coach with like the course map on it, and he was like running up and like being like like analytical shit. And it's like, I just really want to know what he's written down on there. Because like, it was just mainly like arrows and shit. Like, really, I think I'm assuming he had a map of the course. Yeah, I'm assuming what they were doing is being like, okay, well, we've seen we've seen Luke in practice and he seems to favour this, like, try this. So shit like that. And I also think, because a lot of the time, well, this wasn't Blacklist, but there was funny things where he was on the course and he was like pointing directions where he was going to go to the other person. Did you see that? No, I didn't see that. He was like, so he went on, and you know, sometimes they get into like a stalemate at the corner. Yeah. And then he went like this. He was kind of going left, right, and then he pointed to the right and then went to the right.
And the guy, because you wouldn't do that, really.
Yeah.
And the guy was like that, and then he literally every time he'd stop and point and do this, and the guy was like, "Oh shit!" And he won because of that. Like,
What? Oh, so he was tripping them out
by just pointing like directions.
Oh, really?
Which is weird because you wouldn't think that.
But it's that. I think that's what's so exciting to watch.
I mean, you get people who get very, very cocky with it and start like putting things.
Some of the UG guys, Eugen.
Yeah. But still, like, obviously it's cocky and it's kind of like annoying, but at the same time it is quite funny to watch. Like, audience,
I like it when somebody gets too cocky and they're like bragging while running away, and then they get caught, and you're like, you dickhead.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool avenue for the sport, because it doesn't have to be parkour. They've trialed this thing with like tennis players and stuff, because you get like agile people, but it seems to be that I think through their sort of trial, parkour, just you're rare to find someone as agile and capable of striding across things and going under as a parkour athlete. But it's like, and I don't think I would be unhappy if in 10 years time somebody went, oh yeah, parkour kind of died out, but chase tag is like the biggest shit in the world.
That would be quite.
I'd be a bit like, but what about like just smacking a big fat concrete?
Yeah.
But I could legitimately see this thing packing out bigger arenas, having professional teams, proper tactics, proper management, proper athletes who train, because there's a fucking shitload of endurance. Like, you do 1 20-second sprint away from people.
Robbie was saying, he was like, I don't know, he was like, I got through one, because he had a 30-second break, and he was like, in that 30-second break, he felt like saying, like, you can't do it.
Yeah, well, because, so the round before was Breach versus someone else, and one of the Breach guys evaded 3 times in a row. And Xavier, is he Italian?
I don't know.
French or Italian? Xavier.
Oh, I think Xavier.
Xavier, yeah.
Is it Xavier? Spanish.
Oh, Spanish. Okay, sorry. I'm
no, I don't know, but I think he is.
He did 3 in a row evasions.
Yeah.
And then he bailed savagely because you're fucking gassed. You're so tired. He didn't bail savagely.
No, but
he slipped and he landed on his back and he was hurt. And we then said to everyone, I stood there and I was like, guys, if you feel too tired, like if you've already got 1 evasion and you're on for a second or third round, and you feel too tired, just call it. Like, you've already got a fucking solid point. Or not call it, but do your best to, like, try and stay on the other side of a barrier. You know, do the old, like, kind of, which way are you going kind of thing. But don't try and sprint and stride shit, because you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So and that's tactics. Like,
yeah. But talking about tactics and talking about, like, you saying that to the boys, how was it managing? Was it weird?
Oh, I wasn't managing. I was just filming and getting gassed.
Yeah, but like you kind of...
I'd lost my voice. I got back to the house last night, my voice was like... I was like...
Really?
Because you hear me in the clips, I'm like, God, no!
Oh my gosh. The boys were nervous, weren't they?
Yeah and no. I think once they got into the flow...
Yeah, because Johnston, I remember... Because I was sitting up there, and I was like, how do you feel? And he was like, I'm going to shit myself. And I was like...
Well, okay. Johnston is... not competitive in a bad way, but like he's never going to not take something seriously. He's going to put his full effort in.
He wants to do 100%.
I've seen him before speed runs, like outside the gym, like jogging to like warm himself up, whereas some people are just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to take it seriously.
Yeah, he's going to give it his all. He had a savage bail in practice.
Yeah,
very early on in practice. Fucking slipped off a thing, and basically from the bottom of his knee, which he has tendonitis anyway, to the top of his foot, literally skimmed a layer of skin off his entire shin. He pulled up his tracksuit bottoms and they were covered in his hair, and it was just skin. Like, but he seems alright. Like, he managed to push through.
Yeah, that's cool.
But sorry, Ken just pulled the laptop charger out.
My foot's on top of the fucking plug. There we go.
But it's sick to watch. I think so. My main takeaways from it are, as an event, and I've seen this thing develop over the years, and I know that the Christian and Damien are super open to feedback, and like, I think it's not like they're not final on
certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably open for improvement.
Yeah, because it's a developing thing. Like, they want this thing to grow. So my main things are that the commentary was done by Damien, I think, and there were two. The
guy Damien, is that?
So it was Connor from Herrero and Damien.
Yeah. Damien, the guy with the smiley teeth.
I think so. I mean, they're brothers, so they're fairly similar. One's blonde, one's dark haired.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I do actually always get you two confused if you are listening to this. So apologies if I've just named you the wrong way. But the commentary was done by them, and there were, I think, 2 occurrences where the commentator called a tag when the judges, which was Potsy and George Mayfield, are they judges? Referees, didn't call the tag. So, for example, like I running up to you and from the commentator's point, I skim you, but I don't quite hit you. And the commentator goes, and that's a tag. So the two athletes stop running, but the referees who've got their fucking eyes on the game, they're like, but it wasn't. But because they've then stopped running, the game's pretty much over.
Yeah.
And that happened, I'm pretty certain, twice. And it's stuff like that where it's like, well, it's almost like the commentator should not be allowed to make a call.
No, I don't think they should.
They
should say like, let's like hear it like, I don't know, let's go over to the referees or the judges or something.
Well, I think because but then even then you've like stopped it. You've gone like, yeah, because then you've gone like, hey, let's stop that.
Unless the referees have mics on them, or like they have just some sort of thing where they can like press a button to be like, yeah, and that sounds
and so there's two referees on two corners, but I reckon you need 4 referees on each corner, because there were times where a referee wouldn't necessarily see something that happened, because it's like a maze of things to look through. And I think to make this thing as fair so it can go as far forward, you have to have it fair.
You have to have slow-mo.
And so,
football slow-mo.
Well, this is the thing.
When you see the like
have
replay
to have
of a slide tackle.
There's 2 options. You either have instant replay with cameras that are probably an overhead camera that looks down, because that's going to give you the best bet, I reckon. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to have that, which costs a shitload of money. This is the thing. Like they're on the rise, so it's not like they're going to have all of this stuff right now. And I'm sure they've thought about all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. But you have to be able to have that to take it seriously, because prime example. And maybe I'm slightly biased, but we had Jaden Clark on our team because we were lacking in Motus members that weren't were in the country or weren't injured. So Jaden came and helped us, and he did an evasion against Eric Moore. And so you have to evade for 20 seconds. If you make it to 20 seconds, the buzzer goes off and you do it. And so I've now timed this thing on Premiere from the start of the buzzer to the tag. Well, and this is the thing, I can show you this later. Eric, that it goes on for 19 point fucking... in fact, it goes on for 20 seconds before even any chance of attack happens. So, like, in my head, from frame-by-frame evidence, Jaden technically evaded it. However, that wasn't the case. It got called as a tag. What happened is Jaden fell over on the 20th second. Eric went to slap him, like to tag him. He actually missed... So he went like that, and then like 6 frames later, his hand goes like that, and then it like, you can't see this on the podcast. His hand misses him.
It comes up again to tag.
And then he grabs him, which is considerably far over to the 20-second mark. But because it was like, I spoke to Potsy about this, because he was one of the referees, and he was like, oh, well, I kind of saw that he fell over and I wasn't sure, kind of thing. And it's like, oh, that wasn't sure. Like, we lost because we had 1 point and they got 2, but Jaden would have got that evasion. I think it was like 4 or 5 runs in. We could have had 2 points from like very early on to that round.
I know, it's so annoying.
Which mentally, I don't know, it could have been a draw, and Eurostad might have still pipped it and like got a sudden death or whatever.
Yeah,
so totally still could have happened.
But it's just annoying that, like... But
it's like, it's that kind of thing where like, if this thing needs to grow, they need to be taking that stuff more seriously, because all it's going to take is that to like, if Jaden was, or if we were 100% certain it didn't happen, even now we could be like, we've got frame by frame evidence, fuck chase tag, like put it all over social media, and it wouldn't be good for them. So it's like, they obviously need to take it seriously to like keep the credibility of the thing.
Yeah, I agree. You've got your story bit there, haven't you? To put on your story later.
My story bit?
As in to add...
We've
got frame by frame evidence. I was literally imagining that.
That's the clickbait, yeah.
Talking about Potsy, just a kind of quick change of subject.
Yeah.
While we were training at Knight's Wood, you remember you dropped off Robbie and you saw us next to those people in the car?
With the camera?
With the cameras.
Yeah, what was that?
So that building there, literally right next to it, they're all a film company, right?
Oh, really?
And they were like, because they were filming something for a coffee company. They were just mounting something on a car. Yeah. And a really nice guy just came up and was like...
Yeah, because I saw you talking, I was like, are they finally getting kicked off in this spot?
Yeah, no, but we weren't. They were just like, they were speaking to us really nicely. It was just one guy about parkour, and he was so interested in everything. And then he was like, oh, you probably won't know, but like, so we've done a job with
Alex Potts.
Parkour job. Yeah, before, and he was like, yes, we worked with a guy called Alex Potts. Or,
Like,
it is Alex Potts, isn't it? Or Potts.
Yeah, Alex Potts.
I know him as Potsy when he says anything. But yeah, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. We were literally like, he was judging
with him last night.
Yeah, and no, it's just weird. They said they'd always watch us, like even when you've been out there.
Yeah, because I mean, you literally have to fucking run up from their window, like.
And they said they've just been amazed, and I was like, look, if you ever need anything, like we do parkour and we do work and shit. But no, he seems to know a lot about parkour.
Oh really? That's sick.
But yeah, they were mounting a camera into like a boot, and it like went.
Yeah, we like pulled up and we're like, why is there a car with like it was like a smart car with a camera in the boot, and you guys were like talking to a man. We're like, what's going on here?
I know, and they'd also they know James Kingston because they've watched obviously the documentaries on James Kingston and shit. And,
okay.
I don't know. It's kind of cool because that's quite a regular spot that me and Giles go to.
It's like a safe. Now we're like, cool, we're safe.
We are
like,
safe.
We're not going to get booted.
You don't mind if we go on your building? He was like, we don't mind. Like, as much as you want. Like, yes, perfect spot. But
nice. I can't remember what my final chase tag point. Oh, the branding. That was it. I feel like, and the branding's like completely acceptable. I just feel like the logo. I look at it. I think
the
it's
logo. What is the logo?
Well, it's like a globe. It's that like outline globe line thing with a red block in the middle, and then the font as well. I feel like
I haven't had a look, but I'm going to look right now.
I feel like what chase tag need to do is secure a fat, massive pay deal, like a big money deal with some big company to like do this on TV or Sky Sports or whatever, and then invest like a good chunk into like. They need to look more sleek. I reckon a little bit more sleek. And just improve their timekeeping.
Oh, this, you mean?
Yeah, the line thing.
It's quite normal, isn't it?
It's a bit like...
It's just like that...
It's like clip art. Like
yeah, exactly. And I also see that world... I know it's like world.
The like geographic, like... Yeah,
I see it way too much.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, world chase tag. You're like, well, that's a globe. What's the red line? Like, I want to see... I'd rather see the text world chase tag and it, like, look fast or something. Like, it kind of gives that...
Exactly.
But yeah, I think those... But as a concept... So all of that stuff aside, because no one's doing this stuff better than them.
No
as a
one
concept,
will try
it's fucking sick. Well, so Jesse obviously was part of this... That
oh, shit, okay.
But it's a very different... From what I understand, I haven't seen it. It sounds like it's like Gladiators on steroids. And some of the stuff is like chase tag and some of it's completely different.
It's just not in an arena, and I think the arena really makes it so different.
Yeah. Like I can see the Fox thing, whatever it is, going for a couple of seasons, and like people kind of get like this weird gladiator celebrity status off of it. But like,
The thing that chase tag does as well is that it really sticks with the parkour community.
Yeah.
Because you get teams like Ashigaru, 5th Unit.
Yeah.
You know, you get Motus, like us, for example. Like, you see all these parkour teams that are actually the teams. You know, like, it's still
and
within the community.
It's a good opportunity for you guys, not that you compete, but like to think about where you are lacking in like your kind of physicality. So because I think the biggest one is stamina. Like everyone does
stamina
that.
Sucks. So if I did
even in the practice, everyone was just like, and then it's like, cool, 3, 2, 1, and they're like, I need to get my breath back. It's like, nope, sorry, that's how quick the game goes. Like. And it makes you realise, and also it's like how well you can adapt to changing direction at speed. Like Eric Moore's a fucking tank.
Yeah.
Did you see some of the like?
He is very good, and because he's good
I swear he can change direction in the air. He can jump in one direction. And he's got a big frame, and he just changes direction and goes, "Cool, I'm landing there instead."
I know, it's
on a rail.
Crazy. It's
like,
so good.
It's so sick. Bart was scary.
Bart was very scary.
Animal-wise, he just turns it on.
I mean, I didn't know this, but he did football for years, so I feel like that's really helped. Because when he was playing Bulldog, he was... I think he was playing...
direction changes.
There was a massive football match that happened when we were at Own the Spot. Everyone joined in, and he was really good. Like, the changing direction sort of thing, because you do that in football.
It's that quick ankle. I reckon Benjamin Max would... Actually, I say that. Starro did try chase tag once, and they didn't do that.
Did they actually?
Yeah, I was their manager for some reason. I don't know why. They're meant to be their person who called who was going on, so maybe I fucked it up for them. I think Benjamin Max competed, maybe only one of them, but I feel like they should be good at it because they're very good at like that kind of.
I think I know what you
direction changey stuff.
But there was a lot of people filling in for others because I heard that there was like bales that kept happening. What happened with Sam? Did you know Suthers? Did he take out?
He took
someone?
out Jeremy. Yes.
Who's Jeremy? Is he on Ashigaru?
No, Jeremy's in Euro Squad.
Oh, okay.
As in some of the biggest lachets in the world, Jeremy.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't think I know
Belgium.
But I thought, what I heard was like, I thought he took out someone from Ashigaru, and then they were like, now you have to play for Ashigaru, because he Sam wasn't playing.
No, Sam just turned up. Yeah. You know what he told him? Sam came up to the security on the door. So this venue has like, as I said, it normally does a lot of like boxing events. So they, for some reason, they have like, I reckon when you probably rent the venue, you get the security with it. So suddenly there's all these like fucking big burly men like checking bags and things, and you're like, what? This seems a bit unnecessary, and like stopping people getting into the building until the allocated time. Sam walked up and he went, oh yeah, I'm helping Giles inside with the clothing, setting up a stall, and they went, oh yeah, come in.
Seriously,
and then he walked in and he told me and he was like, so where is the stall? I was like, we're not selling. Like there's nothing happening. So he just bullshitted his way in, and they obviously just bought the confidence.
Way.
But yeah, so Sam was replacing Silky, which is funny because Silky's very small and Sam.
Like, I actually think you could fit two.
Yeah. I was like, you don't have to wear Silky's t-shirt, do you? He was like, no, there's a spare.
Okay.
She had, I think, a knee or an ankle thing that she like last minute was just like, I don't think I can't risk it. No, so
it's so funny to see him with that because he's not actually like that.
And he was not prepared. He was wearing like fashion trainers.
Yeah.
Like he was not wearing like.
He just got them from like this new fucking photo shoot job.
Yeah. It was not the right shoe for the job.
Yeah, because they were saying, what was it? He said, you know, when he was up with us in the corner.
Yeah.
One of the guys was like, "You have to come and sit with the team. You have to come and sit with the team."
Oh, really?
Like that? I don't really know. Like he obviously doesn't really know them that well.
Yeah,
He's obviously nervous because he didn't know that he was going to go on.
Oh, and he bottled it. I felt so bad.
Oh, just hit the desk.
Phil ran at him, and he ran towards Phil.
Yeah, because he did kind of well the first round. I'm pretty sure because he stayed on.
Well, he was chasing, and then he had to evade, and I think he just
chased and then he caught him.
Yeah, and then you have to evade.
The second one, I actually think because obviously he wasn't ready for this whole event.
He just kind of looked at Phil and stood still.
He was going to chase Phil because he ran to the middle.
Yeah.
Looked at Phil and then was like, "Oh." And
then Phil literally just walked up and was like, "Yeah, tag."
Yeah. Phil was better than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, Phil's sick. I mean, he's just a good athlete, so it's gonna.
But he was like light on his feet. He was just like trotting. He was.
Yeah. Well, he's just strong.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so no, Sam took out Jeremy because there was a practice time where like they had individual team practice for 20 minutes where it was empty. That's when Johnston bailed. But then they had like, oh, cool, everyone can just go fuck about on the course. And there were like 20 people trying to practice speed runs.
And it was just training.
Yeah, and like Sam tried to do a running pre and Jeremy just appeared out of nowhere at full speed because he's like prepping a fucking rapid run and just landed on him. And Robbie landed on Andy, sketchy Andy, crushed him to the floor, and then Andy was like, "I'll see you in the finals."
Yeah, that's what.
And was like being
Johnston. I mean, Robbie said to me, he was like, "Oh, I hope to see you in the final so I can fucking crush you or something."
Yeah. It was a little bit scary. He had some. I mean, it's one of those things. I feel bad that sketchy Andy has got this name of sketchy Andy, but Jesus fucking Christ,
help himself. Does he?
Luke summed it up. It's all power, no control.
Yeah.
Full speed and just not actually thinking about what happens when like he hits a corner. Like the last bail of the night was literally a body slam into the fucking outer rim of this thing, resulting in people being like, "Oh, this guy might need to go to hospital."
But he's
not to say chase tag is dangerous,
but drama queen though. Or
yeah, I saw him stub his. Well, I saw him. I don't know what he did, but like there was like. I don't want to chat too much shit, but there was like a minute taken out to basically watch him like hold his toe or hold his foot and like take deep breaths like Peter from South Park, from Family Guy, you know, like yeah. And I was like fucking like Seb Kochi landed on his neck on the side of the thing and carried on like somebody else bodied their head into something. I was like, yeah, people are getting hurt, but
I know.
But it's really cool. Like, I don't think I would be upset if Parkour became second to chase tag.
Yeah, I would be upset as well.
But also at the same time, I wouldn't complain if Parkour was still a strong. In 10 years' time, Parkour was still super strong. But then chase tag has got to the size of UFC. Like, I don't think people would be like, "Oh, you're practicing chase tag" when you see someone doing Kong Breeze on the street.
Yeah,
they'd be like, "Oh, that's Parkour, but chase tag's sick as well, right?" Yeah. Like, I think they've got a really good niche. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of really happy to see like the growth of it.
I am very happy with it. And I don't think anyone else has got anything close to similar to Parkour.
Yeah.
An event that people can go and watch. And just an event that someone can watch that is related to Parkour.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
But yeah. Well, 43 minutes in.
44. 58, 59.
In.
Go, Music Minute.
Oh,
what are we doing?
We haven't prepared for Music Minute.
Literally, like...
because this... I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean...
I've been told by Callum...
Pal?
Was it I don't know if it was Callum. No. Hendo.
Yeah.
Was it Hendo? I don't know if he was being serious, but he was like saying, he said like he's really enjoying the podcast and shit.
Well, a lot of people are. Like, even last night at Chase Tag, people who I've never met before
Yeah, they
were
just
like...
say they're really enjoying the podcast.
And the funny thing about podcasts, and I think we've spoken about this before, is because it's like this oral connection of like us two speaking, it makes you as a listener, because I listen to podcasts where I feel
you feel like you're in the conversation,
you know all the mannerisms. So you like, if I was to meet that person, I'd be like, I know you.
Yeah.
So you get this vibe from people that you've never met, and you're like, oh, thank you very much, and like, and they know weird mannerisms. I'm just gonna quickly look at my Spotify.
We're gonna do Music Minute, aren't we?
Well, we have to at least try.
Well, we can try, even if it's shit. I was told by Hendo that he skips. I don't know if this was it.
He skips Music Minute.
Yeah, I think he like
Hendo, and I saw this because Hendo put it on his story because I was rinsing you. Hendo, if you skip Music Minute, you fucking melt.
Because we were talking, it was in like the VIP bit, and he was saying like, when I get to the Music Minute bit, and you usually chat for a while after
20 minutes
just about music, which I agree we do a lot. It's
basically we do Music Minute. We're doing it already.
Yeah,
because it was 43 and now it's 45.5.
And now it's just music.
We go, we'll do 2 minutes on music, and then we're like, we really like this music,
and then it takes like 25 to half an hour.
All right, by 50 minutes, as in the next 4.5 minutes, we'll be done.
Sick.
Who's going first?
Definitely you, as you've got your phone up quick. Basically, we're both just not prepared.
I'm doing it. I'm fucking calling it. This is the band that I haven't spoken about in ages. I'm going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The band I'm going to talk about is a band that I keep saying to Kelan that I'm going to talk about, but I hold off in case he wants to talk about them because I know he likes them a lot, is While She Sleeps. Oh, now I know what I'm going to talk about. It's so good.
Bastard.
Northern band from, I don't know where exactly they're from. Very, very good, kind of metal-y. I don't like the word metalcore, it sounds lame, but metalcore band. Political aspects, I guess, as a word I seem to like. And sick vocals, good breakdowns. You Are We was a recent album, and then they did... what's the most recent album called?
You Are.
So What? That was
sorry. Yeah.
Newest album's called So What. We saw them in the Camden Roundhouse. Incredible show. Really, really good. The guitarist brother is a guy called Tom Welsh, who's an incredibly talented filmmaker and runs a sunglasses company called Tens, Tens. Totally not talking about music anymore. And I don't know when I started talking.
55. So stop now.
Okay, so I half spoke about music and then I spoke about sunglasses.
What I'm going to say on that point is that I've completely lost it as well. So
we should do like...
I was going to say something about While She Sleeps.
We should do like a for fans of. So we go like, I'm going to talk about While She Sleeps for fans of Architects, Straight from the Path, and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll be like, oh, I like those two bands. Let's check out this one. They're fairly well known.
They've got a good documentary as well, haven't they?
Yeah. They're a cool band to like go and watch like a lot of their background. Anyway, carry on, because we're going to get this thing wrapped up. My bladder is filling.
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to talk about, and I know nothing, literally nothing of.
All right, I reckon you got 3 seconds. Okay. 2, 1, go.
So I've been listening a lot to I don't know if band is the right sort of name. I don't know if it's 2 people. This album cover I'm looking at the moment has 2 people in it. I don't know if you've heard of them. Called Lamb. Heard of Lamb? No. Okay.
I know Lamb of God.
No. So Lamb. Very. The first song I came across of them was randomly on when you get the sort of suggested on the bottom of your playlists, and it was a very sort of drum and bassy, but liquid drum and bass and psychedelic sort of music, and I really liked it. And I didn't really listen to it a lot until my dad was like looking at my playlist and was like, oh, I know Lamb, I can recommend you some good albums. And Lamb's album What Sound is very, very good, and that's all I can really tell you. Their first song, called What Sound, is very good, and it takes a couple of listens to like really get the hang of the beat. You know, like when the beats per minute really aren't on time. I think I've gone over it.
I was trying to work out when you went over. I think you've gone over. Remember. But
what I was trying to say is this song, I'm obviously not going to play it, is it sounds like it's going at like a beat per minute that like you could kind of nod your head to, and then it gets into this sort of bit where it's kind of offbeat but sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
A lot of it is female vocals and shit like that, but I haven't really explored them much. But I'm really aware that I've been listening to the first song of their album a lot, and then sort of going into the rest.
Okay.
But yeah, Lamb. It's called Lamb, and then
fucking hell, we're doing a 2 minute music 2 minute apparently. But no,
we have to do music 2 minute. When
liquid. What's drum and bass? What's liquid drum and bass? It's just like
so no, because I don't actually know either. But when I think of drum and bass, I think of like. It's hard because some people say I listen to drum and bass, and then I hear.
No, see that to me is like I can't remember the name.
Like rave sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, drum and bass to me is a certain BPM and a certain like drum pattern, predominantly.
Yeah.
Not all songs, but there's always a certain like with obviously
but
stuff
I
on
think
top.
liquid drum and bass is instead of
Like that. Yeah.
No, I think it's kind of more just fluent instead of a lot of drum and bass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not that sort of intelligent with
Not
what
that much of a drum and bass connoisseur. Talking about offbeat quickly, that was a very strange burp. I used to listen to like, there was a period, I don't know, 2009 or something, where lots of parkour videos would be using kind of beats by, there was a lot of like, I don't even know what genre it would be. It was just like beats. Like Jisoo is an artist that I remember.
You got me into
Jisoo, yeah.
Tim by your videos.
Tim knew him, so we had permission to use a lot of his stuff. But then there were other artists that I try and listen to. I mean, this is years ago, so I can't. Fucking hell, it was 10 years ago. That's insane.
10?
What? 2009, 2019. I can't really remember the names, but some of the like there would be people like Jisoo who would make like sampley, heavy beats, but it would always be it would feel on time. And there'd be the like beat makers who would make stuff that was so weirdly out of time that I couldn't get my head around it because it just sounded bad. But then you see people being like, "Oh, this is fucking sick."
I think because a lot of people are like, "This is really sick 'cause it's really technically difficult." But I don't really like it if it's like, "Yes, this is technically difficult, but I like music when I like, you know what I mean? You can listen to it because music to me is meant to make you feel like."
Well, like a beat is like bum bum bum. Bum.
Yeah.
And obviously it can be more technical than that. But then you get like bum, 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 bum. And I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Like,
exactly.
And it would like, you wouldn't be able to settle into it.
I feel like though
we fucked it, by the way. We were meant to finish at 50.
Who cares?
Fuck you, Hendo, you fucking long-haired, fake tattooed melt. Do you not see on his Instagram?
Yes.
He's like, oh, I'm going to take an Instagram photo with fake eye tattoos, but I won't actually get a real tattoo in case it blemishes my body and I won't get a modelling job. Sorry, Hendo, I love you.
I got karma by breaking my neck. That's why we did that.
Your mum's necklace that you stole.
My mum's necklace that I said to her.
She was like, "Mummy, do you have any jewellery I can wear?"
I literally said, I was like, "Do you have anything I can wear so people will
think I'm cool
when I go to hop the block?"
She was like, "Yeah, I've got this rusty old chain.
I've got this rusty old silver chain that no, because I don't like wearing this sort of chain because it irritates my neck. But then I had to extend it because it was too small and look girly. Anyway, we can change the subject.
Wait, you got your choker?
Yeah, it did look like a choker.
Amazing.
For sure.
Oh my god, it's only 11 o'clock. I thought it was way later.
Really?
No, we're doing all right.
Okay.
My bladder is full.
Basically, I would like to know as well, right? I know it's not the end quite yet, but
we need to get Hendo on the podcast, actually.
I said to him we want him on there because I said to him, you probably know why we'd want to speak to you, and he was like, yeah, Fig. I want to talk about Fig.
Yeah, we were talking about yesterday.
I said
everyone in the room was like, and actually David Nels was chatting some shit. He was like, oh, Hendo, I thought he was a big man or something. I genuinely would be like, Hendo, what the fuck happened? Like, you went out there all confident you were going to slay it, and I was confident he was going to slay it, and then something flopped, and I want to know why.
Yeah, exactly.
But that'll be an exclusive. Exclusive.
No, but he does really want to come on, which is good. And me and Luke spoke to him a bit about Fig, and he's got a lot of good points.
Oh, he's got some very valid points. He's
got some very valid points that makes me rethink, but also I don't
jab my toenail into the thing.
I don't really want a big opinion because fuck it.
You don't want a big opinion.
Not a big opinion. I don't like.
You don't want Hendo coming on here with a big load of noise, and you'll sit there and be like, you won't have. Your shitty silver necklace just hit me in the foot.
Really?
Yeah, it just broke off.
Oh, I found it.
See, if we were videoing this like Joe Rogan, it would be wild.
Let us know if you
Kelan doesn't want a big personality on here in case it shies him away and he sits in the corner just going, yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Please let us know
who you want on the podcast.
Who you want next on the podcast.
Well, it's Robbie.
Any topics.
It's going to be Robbie because Robbie's in the house. And after calling out Robbie and being like, nobody wants Robbie, now we've had like 300 messages saying we want Robbie. And now Robbie's downstairs pranging out because he's like, I don't really want to be on the podcast because I'm Scottish and I can't speak very good English.
Yeah, there you go.
But
I want to know who you want on the podcast, yes. And I want to know if you've got any topics that we haven't covered yet.
Yes, fire up. Actually, somebody messaged me. Oh, no, they didn't message me. I spoke to a guy yesterday at Chase Tag and he said that a topic should be yours and my backgrounds, which I feel like we kind of covered. And also,
I don't think we did it in depth, which is kind of cool.
Like, we could totally do it. I just don't. I specifically have done a few interviews and articles and things that, like, I probably go in way too deep about. Like, I started parkour in 2003.
Yeah.
I've been doing it longer than you've been alive. Like, and I don't particularly want to repeat that too many times because it's. Although I just did. Yeah. But guests and topics. We got Robbie lined up. We have Emily Ibarra, Jason Paul's.
I'm excited because I haven't really met
pregnant partner.
I actually don't think I've properly met.
Emily is one of my favourite people.
Yeah, so I want her to be your favourite people as well.
So she'll be wicked. She's going to come on. I don't know if we're going to release these weekly. Like, we were just spatting them out whenever. Then we fell into a bit of a weekly cycle. I think it just depends on the subject matter and things like when.
Depends if one of us is away, whatever.
Yeah. So
this is a thing.
But we're going to record one with Robbie tomorrow, but probably won't come out for like a week. So deal with it because we control this, innit?
We control.
Look at this. We're going to be under an hour, but like close enough to an hour to make it feel lengthy.
Yeah. If you're still listening right now, well done.
Hendo skipped through. He's skipped 10 minutes.
Hendo skipped through. And
he skipped all the beef, and he's just got to this, and he's like, "Why are they talking about me?"
We have chat shit about you.
Yep.
You know, now you need to start listening.
Did you see his cork the other day? He did like a running pre and then someone else, and he was like, "Oh, I can cork," and he was like,
"He did cork on the end." Upset me.
Why did I say?
Because I don't like seeing corks added on the end of things.
Very true.
I always do it.
I was going to chat shit about the cork, but I can't cork, so it's pointless.
No, I think his cork was quite. He goes quite high up on a cork. But
I mean, it was better than Phil Doyle's corks he was doing yesterday because they were fucking awful.
Really, I didn't see him. But no, I just don't like
actually,
it.
They weren't that bad, but
if a cork isn't linked, like, I don't know. Sometimes a cork looks very separate from a run, and I don't like that.
Yeah, because people go, "Cool, I finished this."
The run, and I'll do a cork. It's like
now I'm gassed.
Remember when I was saying, like, when people stick something and then backflip out?
Yeah.
Like, I still don't really rate that because it's like, come on,
guys.
2019. You don't need to backflip out a stick.
You can do
to remind everyone that you can flip.
Yeah, stick it and land in a prayer position. Mm-hmm. That's far, far better.
Anyway, we should probably stop chatting shit.
Yep. Because I really need a piss. We should probably go to bed.
I need to poo. I'm not going to go to bed.
Oh dear. All right. Thank you all for listening, you fucking beautiful people. Not that I can see your face, and neither would I want to, because...
Oh, I want to see all of your face.
Never. No, you don't. You don't like social interaction.
No, I really don't. Thank you, good evening, and good night.
Love you, bye.